conspiracy hatched to extort 25 crores. Extortion demand from Aryan Khan's family. Accused names dropped to suit proceedings. Real suspects allowed to leave. So massive developments in the case against former Mumbai NCB director Sameer Wankhede. Times Network has accessed the CBI FIR against Wankhede and others. Sameer Wankhede is the officer who arrested Aryan Khan on the Cordelia Cruise case. The FIR alleges that a conspiracy was hatched to extort money from Aryan Khan's family. In fact, a demand was made for 25 crores. The CBI FIR also alleges that the real suspects were let off by Wankhede and his team and others deliberately named in the case so as to extort money. It also alleges that Wankhede has disproportionate assets and a probe may be done into that as well. All right, tracking this top story of the hour. Separately, sources have now told the Times Network that Wankhede's mobile phone has been seized. Sources are now telling is that experts are examining the data on Wankhede's mobile phone. Specifically, call records, chat messages are being scanned as well. The probe is focusing specifically on the period between September to November 2021. Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan was arrested in October 2021. Aryan was later acquitted of all the charges.
This issue and that could probably lead to this collapse in the market and also the share prices that completely went downstream after the Hindenburg report. But SEBI in its rejoinder has now said that it is completely baseless, that it was investigating the Adani stock prices since 2016. That is a rejoinder that has been filed by by the SEBI. The matter will be coming up post-lunch at around 2 p.m.
All right, as far as this top development is concerned, what we can tell you, there are, of course, two angles. One is the findings of the CBI FIR. My colleague Rakesh joins me on the broadcast for more inputs. Rakesh, good afternoon. अगर हम इस केस के बारे में बात करें, हमें अभी ये भी जानकारी मिल रहा है कि सीजर्स हुआ है, स्पेशली डिजिटल एविडेंस, उस तौर पे बताइए, क्योंकि ये जो पीरियड है बिटवीन सितंबर टू नवंबर 2021 का रिकॉर्ड इन्वेस्टिगेट किया जा रहा है, बिकॉज ये टाइमिंग जो है बहुत ही क्रूशल है, क्योंकि आर्यन खान का अरेस्ट अक्टूबर 2021 में हुआ था. तो उस दौरान क्या क्या फाइंडिंग्स ये डिजिटल एविडेंस के तौर पे ढूंढ रहे हैं?
देखिए, आपने सही कहा कि की जो गिरफ्तारी है वो 3 अक्टूबर को हुई थी. 2 अक्टूबर को कॉर्डेलिया क्रूज पे ये रेड की गई थी एनसीबी की तरफ से, और बाद में अक्टूबर के आखिर में जो जमानत पे आर्यन खान रिहा हो गया था. लेकिन जो जांच है, सूत्रों के मुताबिक जो हमें जानकारी मिल रही है, वो इन 3 महीनों को लेकर के इसलिए की जा रही है कि अक्टूबर से पहले क्या समीर वानखेड़े और दूसरे जो उनके साथ में जो काम करने वाले अधिकारी हैं, उन्होंने किरण गोसावी के साथ, सैमुअल डिसूजा के साथ कोई कोऑर्डिनेशन, कोई कम्युनिकेशन किया था या नहीं किया था, और उसके बाद में नवंबर में भी क्या उनकी कोई मीटिंग बातचीत हुई थी या नहीं हुई थी. इसलिए कॉल डिटेल्स जो है, सीडीआर जो है, उसे भी एग्जामिन किया जा रहा है. और साथ ही साथ सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म, चाहे वो व्हाट्सएप हो या टेलीग्राम हो, उसके ऊपर वॉइस नोट्स में बात हुई हो या वॉइस कॉल पे अगर कोई बात हुई है नहीं, एसएमएस पे बात हुई है नहीं, या चैट हुआ है नहीं, इसको लेके जो जांच की जा रही है. इतना ही नहीं, जो एक एक्सपर्ट्स की टीम है सीबीआई की, वो इसको जांच कर रही है, और इसके बाद इस मोबाइल फोन को फॉरेंसिक जांच के लिए भी भेजा जा सकता है, क्योंकि अगर उन्हें अधिकारियों को ये शक है कि हो सकता है कि डेटा जो है डिलीट अगर कुछ कर दिया है, तो इस डेटा को रिकवर करने की भी कोशिश की जाएगी, और इसीलिए जो इसे आगे जांच में भेजा जाएगा, ताकि सीबीआई जो अपना केस है उसे और मजबूत बना सके. आरोप ये था कि 25 करोड़ रुपए की रिश्वत लेने की कोशिश की गई, जिसके एवज में पहली इंस्टॉलमेंट 50 लाख रुपए की कलेक्ट भी की गई। तो इसको लेकर के क्या पूजा ददलानी से बातचीत हुई डायरेक्टली या इनडायरेक्टली, समीर वानखेड़े की आर्यन खान और पूजा ददलानी से बात हुई, या फिर किरण गोसावी, सैमुअल डिसूजा जैसे जो मिडिल मैन है, जो पर्सन है, क्या उनके थ्रू कोई कॉन्टैक्ट हुआ नहीं हुआ? इस चीज को स्टैब्लिश करने के लिए ये इन्वेस्टिगेशन जो है फिलहाल कंडक्ट की जा रही है। इसीलिए फिलहाल जो मोबाइल फोन है वो अब सीबीआई की कस्टडी में है।
जी राकेश, ऑफ कोर्स आप ये सीजर्स के बारे में भी या डिजिटल एविडेंस के बारे में भी बता रहे हैं, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ टाइम्स नेटवर्क ने सीबीआई की जो एफआईआर है उसको एक्सेस किया है, उसमें क्या ग्रेव एलिगेशंस है समीर वानखेड़े के खिलाफ, उसके बारे में भी बात कीजिए।
देखिए, जो एफआईआर है उसमें सबसे बड़ी बात ये बताई गई कि जो एनसीबी के विजिलेंस के जो ऑफिसर हैं वो इसमें कंप्लेनेंट है, वो इसमें फर्स्ट इन्फॉर्मेंट है। इसके बाद में ये बताया गया है कि कैसे आर्यन खान के फैमिली से जो है एक्सटॉर्शन करने की कोशिश की गई। 25 करोड़ का एक बड़ा आंकड़ा जो है वो इस एफआईआर में मेंशन किया गया है, और साथ साथ ये बताया गया है कि 50 लाख रुपए की जो राशि वो भी ली गई। इतना ही नहीं, इसमें समीर वानखेड़े के साथ साथ जो दूसरे एनसीबी के अधिकारी हैं, जिसमें एक है वीवी सिंह, जिन्हें फिलहाल एनसीबी ने एक 2018 के दूसरे मामले में सेवा से बाहर निकाल दिया है, निष्कासित कर दिया है, ड्यूटी से बाहर निकाल दिया, उनका नाम है। इसमें एक आशीष रंजन प्रसाद जो एनसीबी के दूसरे अधिकारी हैं, जिन्हें सस्पेंड कर दिया गया था एक दूसरे मामले में, उनका भी इसमें नाम जो बतौर आरोपी के तौर पे लिखा गया है। इसके अलावा दो जो है सिविलियंस हैं, जिसमें एक किरण गोसावी और एक सैमुअल डिसूजा, ये वो दो लोग हैं। आपको याद होगा कि किरण गोसावी ये वही शख्स है जिसने आर्यन खान के साथ सेल्फी खींची थी और सोशल मीडिया पे डाली थी, और खास तौर पे तब जब आर्यन खान एनसीबी की कस्टडी में था, तब ये काफी बवाल मचा था कि आखिर जब आर्यन खान एनसीबी की कस्टडी में है तो कोई बाहर का शख्स जो कि अधिकारी नहीं है उसे इतना नजदीक एक्सेस कैसे मिल सकता है और ये तस्वीर को कैसे खींच सकता है, और यही से जो है ये पूरी कहानी की शुरुआत हुई थी। इसलिए ये तमाम लोगों को आरोपी बनाया गया है, और ये किस तरीके से करप्शन एक्ट के तहत और एक्सटॉर्शन के सेक्शंस के तहत जो है ये अपराध किया गया, ये पूरी कहानी जो है इस एफआईआर में सीबीआई ने पेश की है।
जी राकेश, मेरे साथ जुड़े रहिए. I'm going to come back to you in a couple of minutes, but I understand Shivani, my colleague, is also joining me on the broadcast. Shivani, good afternoon. This is significant development as far as the findings of the CBI is concerned in this FIR. On Friday, we did see those several raids. Of course, Rakesh was pointing out to all the digital evidence that they're managing or trying to look out for. What can you tell us the latest in terms of the other findings of these grave allegations? Because the biggest one over here is the conspiracy hatched to extort 25 crores.
Well, interestingly, we have to remember at the time when Aryan Khan was arrested, it was NCB who failed to prove that the conspiracy charge which they had leveled and alleged against Aryan Khan was not taken by the court. It was dismissed by the court because they failed to prove it. Now the CBI, the vigilance report clearly states that it was a conspiracy done under the leadership of Sameer Wankhede. It was him who had instructed other NCB officials that how the entire plan has to go, how the entire scripting has to be done, and that is when the corruption charges now have been leveled up. In fact, on Sameer Wankhede's instruction, it was Kiran Gosavi who not only dragged Aryan Khan to the NCB office, but who also clicked selfie with him, who recorded an audio clip with the help of that particular audio clip and the selfie with Aryan Khan. The money was extorted by SRK. In fact, 50 lakh rupees in cash was received by KC Gosavi from the hands of Pooja Dadlani, personal manager of Shah Rukh Khan. These are all something, those are being mentioned in this vigilance report. Interestingly, we have to also understand that yesterday we broke it first on Mirror Now that how Kiran Gosavi's role is mentioned in the vigilance report, which is also mentioned in the CBI's FIR as well. That how a personal car, personal vehicle was used by Kiran Gosavi to bring Aryan Khan to NCB office. Kiran Gosavi in his personal capacity dragged Aryan Khan and made him arrest in the NCB office. Later he clicked selfie. He recorded one audio clip wherein Aryan Khan clearly said that father, I am arrested, I am being nabbed, I need your help. And that audio clip was sent to Shah Rukh Khan through his manager Pooja Dadlani, and later that there was a demand of 25 crore. In the vigilance report it clearly mentions that 8 crore rupees were demanded with the name of Sameer Wankhede, IRS officer. Equally 10 crore were demanded for Kiran Gosavi, and the rest of the money was to distribute among the NCB officials, is what the calculation states right now. So the vigilance report not only has the CCTV footages of the NCB officials, all these particular witnesses, those were mentioned by then NCB Zonal Director Sameer Wankhede, like Kiran Gosavi and many other. Also the WhatsApp chat between all of them, WhatsApp group between all of them, the monetary transaction, uses of credit cards in the personal capacity of NCB officials is something that the vigilance report has clearly mentioned. Interestingly, one very important detail which the vigilance report proves in the corruption charges against the NCB officers, Sameer Wankhede, VV Singh and many other, claims that more than their salary, more than their income, there were expenses those were spent by these NCB officials. Interestingly, they also mentioned that Sameer Wankhede was on an international trip. He conducted 6 foreign trips for over 17 days with his wife, kids and also one house helper, to which Sameer Wankhede has given bills for rupees 8.5 lakh, whereas the expenses were in crores, were in lakhs of amount. And the vigilance report also states that Sameer Wankhede also failed to give them the right amount of bills, to give them right amount of details with regards to the transactions. Those are spent by him, those are received by him. And also the vigilance report has attached the hotel copy wherein Sameer Wankhede stayed with his family member, house helper, all of those people, with his sister also, wherein Sameer Wankhede has given the bill of something more than 8 lakh rupee, one hotel expenses only about 10 lakh. So these are the irregularities which vigilance report also mentions, has given to the CBI on those particular report grounds. Now CBI has registered this particular FIR. Of course, there is a huge mention of Kiran Gosavi. Equally, there is a name of Ashish Ranjan, NCB officer. Interestingly, we have to note that within the post of NCB Zonal Director, Sameer Wankhede has sought over 100 cases. Out of 100 cases, over 60% cases, investigative officer is Ashish Ranjan. Why is that so? Is a question that vigilance report has leveled against Sameer Wankhede, to which he also failed to answer. And these are the question which when CBI is going to inquire with Sameer Wankhede first and later with the close aides of Sameer Wankhede. Those were NCB officers back then. Also, we have to understand there are 27 people, those were there on the cruise, the Cordelia Cruise, but only 10 were taken in the custody of Narcotics Control Bureau. Why is that so? Is something that the IO and also the zonal director back then has to answer to the query of CBI as well. So there are multiple loopholes which vigilance report has clearly mentioned in the 3,000 long pages of a report, which is attached by hundreds of CCTV, WhatsApp chat, call detail recording, audio clip recording, and also several verbal statements taken by vigilance team back then when they were investigating in Mumbai. So we have to understand that not only that there is irregularities with regards to income and expenses of the officers, why certain number of high profile cases were given to one NCB officer as an IO post was assigned to him, why Sameer Wankhede was conducting a raid with a certain number of people only, why the same team, and why all of those raids detail, the pattern of the raids were disclosed in the media is also something that the vigilance report has asked. So now we have to understand that there are multiple questions which Sameer Wankhede has failed to answer. There are also interesting communication chats between Sameer Wankhede and his own NCB officers back then that they say that they have conducted raids, they have arrested people, they have made a case against several people in the instructions of Sameer Wankhede, to which Sameer Wankhede personally told the vigilance team while he was recording statement that he has no information about. So of course there is a blame game as well within the officers team back then in NCB, understanding a fact that not only that Sameer Wankhede is something who is under the radar of Central Bureau of Investigation, but equally at the same time the other officers as well, those are part of multiple raids and searches those are made in the Cordelia drug case bust.
Right, Shivani, stay with me as you bring us those important points as far as this top story is concerned. But I understand Bhavatosh, my colleague, is also joining us on the broadcast. Bhavatosh, good afternoon. Clearly, big findings by the CBI in this particular FIR that they have filed. Talk to us about the 2 points. One is, of course, the extortion aspect of it, and the other where they've gone on to say that the real suspects were allowed to leave, and the fact that the names of the accused were dropped to suit proceedings.
Well, good afternoon. Adding to what Shivani has said, this is an FIR that has been filed by the CBI, and CBI had gone through the vigilance report that was submitted to the centre last November. And The very fact that CBI had taken a long time to register this case clearly means that they have done their homework before carrying out these raids and searches. And CBI has said that the entire arrest drama that was created by then Mumbai team of NCB was a total sham. That's what sources have told Times Network. They have further said that Aryan Khan's arrest was a well-planned conspiracy. The other important point that one must tell our viewers is the fact that this is just the starting of troubles that will be faced by Sameer Wankhede and others. In months to come, there would be a case of disproportionate assets that will be filed, as well as taking this predicate offense. It could be possible that Enforcement Directorate will be stepping in and filing their own case against people who have been named as an accused in this case. What they are trying to say is that over a period of time, the agency in Mumbai had turned a rogue agency, and it was just picking up cases on its own and were trying to carry out extortion. Now, Sameer Wankhede has completely denied these charges, saying that he is a patriot and he has paid price for that. He has said that he will try to fight these cases. What will happen next? Just briefly, I will say that all those who have been named in this case will be summoned here in Delhi. The statements will be recorded, and they will, in fact, face a lot of trouble in next few weeks.
Right, Bhavatosh, as you and, of course, Shivani did point that out. In fact, that is the exclusive visuals that we're getting for you of the FIR copy that Times Network has access. Remember, the FIR has been filed against Officer Sameer Wankhede, and of course, my colleague Shivani and Bhavatosh were bringing us perspective on that. But these are the exclusive visuals that you are seeing of Times Network accessing that CBI FIR. Bhavatosh, just a quick follow-up question of even the visuals that we're seeing of the CBI FIR. You've spoken about the findings, but could you also talk to us about, in this FIR, has anybody else been named? Because when the raids took place on Friday, it was happening in multi-cities as well and on several people. So what is the latest that you're picking up on that front, if you could tell us?
Well, the FIR clearly names the team members and private individuals who illegally arrested Aryan Khan. In fact, on page 6 of this FIR, it mentions the name of Aryan Khan. It says that KP Gosavi and others, in fact, in a very dramatic manner, posed themselves as NCB officials. The deal was they were trying to extort 25 crore rupees. The deal came to around 18 crore rupees. And the first installment of 50 lakh rupees was also paid. The FIR names Sameer Wankhede as an accused. He was the person who planned this. The second person who has been named as an accused is VV Singh. The third person is Ashish Ranjan, KP Gosavi, late Prabhakar Sale, and also it names Samuel D'Souza. So it has several individuals who have been named in this FIR because Prabhakar Sale obviously would not face trial. There are 5 accused who have been named in this case. But as I said, this is just a beginning of a long, drawn investigation that will be carried out. The entire case has been filed here in Delhi by the AC2 unit, and they have said that they have seized several documents as well as electronic gadgets, and they have said that they will pursue this case in a right earnest from this week, and summons will be issued very shortly.
Right, Bhavatosh, stay with me. I'm going to come back to you, but let me take that point across to Shivani as well. Shivani, we are, of course, showing our viewers those exclusive visuals on Mirror now of the FIR. Bhavatosh was, of course, breaking that down for us. But if you could talk to us about the fact that the other names that Bhavatosh was talking about, that is BV Singh, Ashish Ranjan, as well as KP Gonzalve, if you could talk to us about the role that the CBI will be looking to establish in this particular case. Is it also safe or too early to say that this was a witch hunt against Aryan Khan?
Of course, as what Bhavatosh was explaining rightly, we have to understand there are 5 clear names along with Sameer Wankhede, it's VV Singh, Ashish Ranjan, KP Gosapi, Samuel D'Souza, and 6 then other unknown person. But we firstly will come up about KP Gosapi, as we have already mentioned that how KP Gosavi was first introduced as a private person, later was introduced as a witness, and then why his role was to use his personal vehicle to bring Aryan Khan in the NCB office. Why did he take those selfies and audio recording? Why did he made any transaction communication with Pooja Dadlani and the SR RK family comes to a question. But interestingly, Sanvil D'Souza, who is introduced as a private person in the FIR of CBI also, brings to light that this same person, Sanvil D'Souza, in the past has criminal record. Sanvil D'Souza is someone who had a case of drug peddling on his name in the zonal unit of Mumbai of NCB, and later not only that he was given some leniency, he turned tipper to the NCB officials. Later, he also turned a midman to the NCB official. He used to bring out some details to NCB officer. Now he has been introduced as a private person. So how Sanvil D'Souza was playing a role? How can a criminal recording person who has a criminal record be an important witness, be an important part of the investigation as a private individual in the NCB? Such a high-profile case is something Vigilance Report has also highlighted, and henceforth his name is transpired in the CBI FIR as well. So we have to understand that VV Singh's name has also come to the light in the past as well. Ashish Ranjan, as I was already discussing, that how come he get more than 60% of the cases under him, under his investigation? How can he turn investigation officer of multiple high-profile cases? Those were in the NCB unit. And why someone like Ashish Ranjan, who comes from CISF, how can he lead such an high-profile cases of NCB solely, that to multiple cases at the same time, is something that Vigilance Report has also questioned Sameer Wankhede about, to which the officer has said that he is a trustworthy officer, Ashish Ranjan, and henceforth several high-profile cases were given to him. We have to understand one more thing, that the Vigilance team, while investigating the matter, also asked Sameer Wankhede that how come there are multiple people, those were called to record their statement from Bollywood fraternity and many other people as well. Their statement were recorded in the section 64. Those were not admissible before the court.
All right, Shivani, I have to interject you over there. Please stay with me. I understand Maxwell Pereira, ex-police commissioner, is joining us in the broadcast over the phone lines. Mr. Pereira, I appreciate you taking the time out and speaking to us on Mirror now. We're, of course, looking at these grave allegations against Sameer Wankhede, especially extortion charges. How do you view this, and your first reaction about the same?
You see, phishing and conning has become so rampant in today's world that thorough investigation is needed. And I'm sure the newly appointed officer, the DGP Karnataka, is appointed as the new director of CBI. I'm sure he is going to do justice to these allegations and find out the truth about it. If there are allegations that 25 crore was the demand and misappropriation, plus the attempt at taking the money of this youngster, I think that needs a thorough investigation. I do not know anything except what I hear about the case from you, and I would definitely advise or require that a proper investigation be done.
Right, Mr. Pereira, thank you very much for joining us on Mirror Now and sharing with us your perspective and reaction. But I understand all my colleagues are, of course, getting us the latest on that. Let me go across to my colleague Rakesh, who continues to stay with us to get the latest inputs. Rakesh, अगर हम एविडेंस के बारे में बात करें, डिजिटल एविडेंस के बारे में, हमें ये भी जानकारी मिल रहा है कि मोबाइल फोन को सीज किया गया है, फॉरेंसिक रिपोर्ट के लिए भेजा गया है. Is this what you're picking up to? उसके बारे में जानकारी दीजिए.
In fact, the officials suspect that there could be possibly some data must have been deleted in that mobile phone, and that is the reason they are planning to send this mobile phone for the forensic investigation, so that they can recover some data. Apart from that, I have an interesting list of 10 officials who were involved in this NCB investigation against Aryan Khan then. in the October 2021, and it includes one zonal director, that is Sameer Wankhede himself. Other than that, one superintendent, that was Vishwa Vijay Singh, better known as VV Singh, two intelligence officers as Ashish Ranjan Prasad and Vishwanath Tiwari, two junior intelligence officers as S.R. Shinde, Anil Lad, one constable, two sepoy and one driver. What is interesting to know here is, like, one officer who was the superintendent, VV Singh, he was removed from the services in a different separate matter. Investigation had started in the Aryan Khan case, but he was removed in a 2018 separate case. Whereas another NCB officer also, again he was removed, that was VV Tiwari, an intelligence officer, removed in the 2016 separate case. So this is very interesting to know from Vigilance Department's point of view, that they are investigating a matter of 2021, but they are removing the officers of 2016 and 2018's case. So that is a question on the Vigilance Department as well. Apart from that, the other officers were sent to their base departments, whether it was DRI or whether it was Customs or CISF. Different officers came from the different regiments or different departments, so they were sent back, and some departmental inquiry was initiated against them on the allegation of the misconduct and procedural lapses in conducting the investigation in Aryan Khan. In that case, the same vigilance report has been considered as a base for registering a preliminary inquiry by the CBI, and after conducting the preliminary inquiry, CBI decided to register an FIR, and they decided to tighten the noose against Sameer Wankhede and others. So these are very important aspects, and we are also picking up from our sources in CBI that in the coming week or 10 days, there would be shortlisting about 20 to 25 witnesses in this case. Their statement will be recorded so that they can make their case watertight. Back to you.
Right, Rakesh, as you get those significant points, let me take that across to Shivani. Shivani, you were earlier talking about one of the important aspects over here, the questions about how these pattern of raids were being revealed to the media. If you could just draw things into context for our viewers about this chronology of this entire case that we're seeing develop.
We have seen that there is also a loophole that the moment vigilance team had reached Mumbai, they had entered the Mumbai region. At the very same day, the CCTV cameras of the NCB office in Mumbai were shut. They were not working. So that question has also been raised by the vigilance team. In fact, we have also been told within the sources of NCB, the top officers of NCB, they clearly say that the raid pattern, that how certain team will be entering certain place, how the knocking of doors took place, how the breaking of the doors took place, how the officers were attacked by the accused, the drug peddlers, how they nabbed the drug peddlers, how those tips were, tips were given to the NCB officers, was revealed before the media. Entire NCB's raid pattern, entire NCB's functioning pattern was clearly listed in the media. At that particular time, NCB was one of the most highlighted central agency in Mumbai, in Maharashtra overall, and that is what is something that has also been questioned and has been observed in the vigilance report, that how come a raid is being conducted at 9:30 p.m. for instance in evening, and the news reports are there at 11 o'clock is portraying and explaining the entire
Shivani,
details.
I have to interject you there. I understand that Maxwell Pereira, ex-police commissioner, is joining us once again on the broadcast. Mr. Pereira, thank you very much for giving us your time once again. As we speak about this particular incident, my colleagues are also talking about the loopholes that the vigilance report has found against Sameer Wankhede. All right, we'll try going across to Mr. Pereira again to talk about more about the significant developments that are coming in. But Bhavatosh also continues to stay with us. Bhavatosh, as we speak about... All right, we'll try going across to Bhavatosh to get us more. But let me go across to Rakesh to get us more inputs on this. Rakesh, this is, of course, the reaction that we did hear on Friday as well when these raids were taking place in multi-cities, is that when Sameer Wankhede, of course, had said at that point of time that he hadn't heard anything. And thereafter, when we were trying to get reactions also, they said that that can't be the case. CBI would have found some, great evidence against him, which is why this case would have proceeded. But if you were to talk to us about this entire chronology of the case, of course, Shivani is talking to us the latest about the legal developments, but just talking about this entire witch hunt against Aryan Khan, is that safe to say or too early in your opinion?
Definitely, we can talk about the chronology as the entire case started in the October 2021. On the 2nd October, the NCB team visited the Cordelia Cruise and they conducted a raid there. And on the midnight between 2 to 3rd October, Aryan Khan was arrested and then he was produced in the court. And from then, by the time October end, he was released on the bail. And after some time, NCB files a charge sheet and gives a clean chit to Aryan Khan. At the same time, a vigilance team is probing the loopholes or the procedural lapses in the cases, and SIT is formed in this matter that conducts their investigation, submits a report. And that report raises question on Sameer Wankhede and his team about the investigation carried in a particular manner, which was indicating towards a witch hunt against Aryan Khan for some particular specific reasons, benefiting allegedly for Sameer Wankhede and his team. Once that report was submitted, the case went to CBI. They conducted a preliminary inquiry in this matter, and after going through their preliminary inquiry, CBI gets sufficient evidence from their end to lodge an FIR in this case, and they name at least 4 to 5 persons at individual capacity as an accused in this matter. They shortlist about 20 to 25 people as a witness. Once the FIR is registered, now the next step is to record the statements of the accused, to record the statements of the witnesses, and to collect and seize the evidences, whether it is a digital evidence or circumstantial evidence or physical evidence for that matter, so that they can tighten the noose. Apart from that, if they find anything crucial, so we may also expect some coercive action against the accused, including Mr. Wankhede in this case, and that may include an arrest as well. So, but again, we are also learning from our sources that all the accused, including Mr. Wankhede, are in touch with their legal team and to explore the possibility and opportunity available with them as far as the legal remedies are concerned. That includes going for the interim relief as an anticipatory bail in the concerned court. So once they decide with their legal team, we may see that they may approach some suitable court for this matter so that they can seek anticipatory bail to avoid their likely arrest in this matter. So that is how this entire case is getting crucial day by day, and in the coming few days that will be more crucial, and trouble is likely to mount for Mr. Wankhede and the other accused of this matter. Nivedna.
Right, Rakesh, stay with me. I'm going to come back to you as you break things into context for our viewers as well. But on the other hand, Times Network's Arunil confronted former NCB Mumbai director Sameer Wankhede, but he refused to answer. Take a look.
Hello? Arunil calling from Times Now, Mr. Wankhede. Hello?
Yes, Arunil, tell me.
A case, CBI registering a case against you. How do you look at it?
I'm sorry, I'm with my family members. I'll talk to you later.
All right, my colleague Arunil joins me live on the broadcast. Arunil, good afternoon. As far as that exclusive conversation, or rather reaction you tried getting from Sameer Wankhede, of course, he refused to answer. He's been evasive as well. Tell us more, because this is not the first time that he has refused to answer when it comes to these extortion charges against him.
Well, Sameer Wankhede has been one of the most approachable officers when he was serving as the NCP zonal director in Mumbai. He was the one who himself used to call up journalists and give information related to any kind of seizures that the Narcotics Control Bureau was making. Now, considering that Sameer Wankhede, the hunter has turned into a hunted. Basically, Sameer Wankhede is in trouble, considering an FIR has been registered against him by the Central Bureau of Investigation. When Times Network questioned Sameer Wankhede about the charges that have been leveled against him, he ducked those tough questions. He refused to answer anything. But clearly, trouble mounts for Mr. Sameer Wankhede. The reason for that is that in the FIR, it is clearly mentioned that there was a conspiracy that was being allegedly hatched by Sameer Wankhede acting in connivance with the other party members that he included during that raid. Main mention is about Mr. KP Gosavi. KP Gosavi, against whom some serious criminal charges were pressed against him. There were FIRs being registered against him. He basically was a criminal, duping several people across India, and now at present he is in the custody of Pune police. He was being used as a witness by Sameer Wankhede. KP Gosavi was the person who clicked that selfie with Aryan Khan and later on could be seen dragging Aryan Khan inside the NCP office. Then there is also a mention about the alleged foreign trips of the NCP officer, former NCP officer Sameer Wankhede. In the CBI FIR, it is clearly mentioned that there were several foreign trips allegedly undertaken by Sameer Wankhede, and details of the expenditure of these foreign trips were not given by Sameer Wankhede. Alleged buying of high-priced watches is also part of the FIR, and details of the expenditure about how Sameer Wankhede managed to allegedly buy these watches, that is also not been given by Sameer Wankhede to the Vigilance Committee of the NCP that was being investigated. That was investigating this entire case against Sameer Wankhede and his team. At present, Sameer Wankhede may be incommunicado, but clearly trouble mounts for the former NCP officer. He's the same person who, at a time when Aryan Khan was arrested, he basically said that he's serving the nation. He's trying to clean up the nation from the drug menace. But now it seems, as per the FIR that has been registered, that there was an alleged extortion network that was working out. In fact, Prabhakar Sale, one of the witness and the bodyguard of KP Gosavi, had also mentioned about the fact that how rupees 50 crore, rupees 25 crore were asked by the NCP officers, that includes the team of Sameer Wankhede, from the manager of Shah Rukh Khan, that is Pooja Dadlani. Later on, the amount was settled to, allegedly settled to rupees 15 crore, and a transaction had taken place of rupees 50 lakh. Very, very serious charges against Sameer Wankhede, and considering there is a disproportionate asset case that is also been mentioned, ED may also get into the picture and question and register a case against Sameer Wankhede sometime later on.
Right, Arunil, thank you very much for getting us all those latest details and, of course, drawing things into perspective for our viewers. Also want to thank my colleagues Rakesh, Bhavitosh and Shivani for joining us on the broadcast and getting us all those details as well as far as this top story is concerned. But you see these visuals on your screens are of the Times Network having accessed the FIR, where the CBI, of course, is registered. The FIR against Officer Sameer Wankhede. Remember, the Wankhede probed in the Cordelia Cruise case, and CBI going on to make pertaining points of extortion, conspiracy. In fact, if you talk about the names that have been filed in this FIR, apart from Sameer Wankhede, is V.V. Singh, the then superintendent of NCB, Ashish Ranjan, the then intelligence officer of NCB, and Mumbai Zonal Unit, as well as KP Gosavi, has been named as a private person in these exclusive visuals that we are showing for you on Mirror now. In fact, in number 5, it also says Sanvi D'Souza, private person, like how all my colleagues were talking about the list of accused persons in this particular FIR that has been accessed by Times Network, and we're showing you these exclusive visuals. We'll get you the latest on that top story that we're tracking here on Mirror now, but for the moment, we're slipping in a short break on Mirror at 1, but lots more to continue on the other side, so stay with us, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.